Hi everybody, good evening. How are you all? If you can see me, if you can hear me, please put a thumbs up on the screen. Please reply on the chat box. Hi. So, my name is Kinjal and I am heading the Department of Career Excellence at PW IOI. So, let's get into what is the agenda for today. Before we start, I would like to tell you about our programs. So, we cater to three different programs at this point of time: School of Technology, School of Management, and School of Healthcare. So, for School of Technology, we are providing a 4-year integrated BTech program in computer science. For School of Management, it's a 3-year Bachelor in Business Administration, that is a BBA, in Entrepreneurship and Technological Management. Similarly, in School of Healthcare, we are giving a 3-year program in healthcare specialization. Any questions as of now regarding this? Perfect. Okay, moving on. So, what we are going to do, we are going to, for these three different domains, for SOT and SOM, we will be providing you Apple MacBooks to help you learn in a very sophisticated manner. And for SOH, that is the School of Healthcare, we are going ahead with, we will be giving you Lenovo tablets. All right. So, now let us understand that why, what is PWIOI? So, PWIOI is a new age college. Now, what do I mean by new age college? When it comes to BTech, the books that were there maybe 10 to 15 years ago, and the books that are being taught now are mostly the same. But is the technology still the same? No, right? The last 2.5 years, we have seen the boom in AI. And that is exactly what we are doing to make you proficient in that. What we are going to do is you will be getting a BTech degree that is separate. Apart from that, we are actually making you industry ready. So uh, whatever qualities or whatever certifications, whatever is the market trend, we are basically training you in that. All right. So you will be getting quality learning experiences. You will learn data analytics, full stack development, healthcare management, MLT, OTT, AI, machine learning, and many, many more. What else do we do? We also cater, it's a state-of-art campus. As I told you, it's a new age campus where along with your BTech degree, you are going to be catered with the industry standards and whatever is in demand in the industry. Isn't that fascinating? Like after 4 years, you don't have to struggle in getting different certifications. You don't have to struggle in whatever is there in the market. You will already be trained. Okay, so we'll also be helping you with financial support, but it is going to be merit based. Apart from that, we will be helping you out with career excellence, which I am leading. So let me give you a deep dive into what career excellence is. So in most of the colleges, the placement team comes into the picture in the 4th year, right? So they basically train you in how to crack interviews, uh, in the last semester or basically in the last year. So, but here at PWIOI, we started from day one. We understand that a lot of you might face challenges when it comes to communication. You might not have that confidence, or maybe you're an introvert. Maybe you have a lot of ideas, but you are not able to exactly portray them in a right way. You are not able to channelize that. Maybe you have a a lot of ideas, but when it comes to going for an interview, or maybe when it comes to cracking an interview, you get nervous. So that is what exactly we will be doing. Day one, exactly from day one, we will be helping you and with a goal to make you employable, so that by the time you are a graduate, you will be having jobs in hand. So we will be helping you with that, but you also need to, meet us halfway. So we need your efforts, and we will be putting in 100% of our efforts. Okay, let's move on. So now we also have a direct admission eligibility. Let me take you through it. So for PW IOI Bangalore campus and 5 other locations, the competitive exam scores, you need to have at least 85% and above in JEE main. For if you want to take admission in SOT, for SOM, you need a minimum of 550 marks and above in NEET. For SOT and SOM both, along with maths being compulsory for SOT, for in CUET, you should have at least 600 out of 800. And for IP Math, 320 marks and above for SOM. Okay, now for 10th and 12th board scores, for SOM, a minimum of 70% in both 10th and 12th. And for SOT, a minimum of 70% in 10th or 12th. I hope you don't have any questions regarding this as of now. If you have questions, please put it in the chat box and I'll be answering it pretty soon. All right. And the additional selection would be an interview round. Now, we already covered most of the common entrance exam, how to crack it, what to do about it. There's just one thing left, that is language reasoning, which I'm going to take you through. But apart from that, once you clear the CEE, the next step is your interview. Once you crack the interview, you are most welcome at PW IOI. And to how to even crack that interview, I'll be coming live in another video. I'll be coming live very soon, so I'll catch you there. Okay. Okay, so why did we exactly go ahead with CEE? There are so many tests that are anyway happening. Why CEE? See, when it comes to the modern college, it also requires modern solutions. So we are not judging you exactly on marks, but we'll also be judging you when it comes to your critical thinking, your logic, your aptitude, and basically how well you are versed when it comes to how we want to check your intent. That is the most important thing for us. Your intent makes us work really hard to make you employable. All right. Okay, so you can actually give the CEE at just ₹99. You can use the code student 2025. All right. So how do you register for, like once you register for CE, the eligibility is for SOM 2023 onwards, 12 graduates. For SOT 2023 onwards, 12 graduates with mathematics compulsory. Maths has to be there if you are taking admission in SOT. You'll only be able to crack CE, or you'll only be eligible if you have maths in 11th and 12th. Okay, and for SOH, of course, biology is compulsory. Okay, now let us talk about the marking scheme. So for every correct answer, you will get +4, and for all the wrong answers, 1 mark will be deducted. So +4 for any correct answer and -1 for any wrong answer. So make sure that you think properly and answer correctly. Okay. So for SOT and SOM, you will be given a timer of 90 minutes to solve 46 questions, and for SOH, you will be given 15 minutes to answer 30 questions. Okay. Now, let us talk why verbal ability is such an important aspect when it comes to CEE. Okay, so verbal ability usually makes us understand the reason why it actually helps us to understand the strong communication, like the foundation of strong communication. Critical thinking, we are going to assess your critical thinking, how well you're thinking about it, what is your logic behind it. Information Comprehension, for example, we give you a paragraph. How well are you able to extract information from it? Then we are also going to talk about how effectively you are going to articulate your ideas. For example, you are in the interview after cracking CEE. You might have a lot of ideas, but if you're not able to put it in words, it all goes waste, right? You need to speak up, and that requires articulation. All right. And overall, a cognitive development is extremely important. And that is exactly why we are going ahead with verbal ability. Like it's like the reason why verbal ability is a part of CEE. All right. Okay. So how to attempt, let me give you a little tip on how to attempt CEE exam with 100% efficiency. Okay, so make sure that you take your time to read the questions. Very important. I don't want you to make silly mistakes because these are all MCQs, right? I don't want you to get confused. I want you to go through the question very, very well. But again, a very important thing, I don't want you to be stuck in one question. If you feel that this is a difficult question, you can always circle back to it, right? So answer the questions that you are confident in. All right. Okay. So, in today's session, in today's live, I'm going to help you in how to crack the language reasoning part of it. Okay. So, in today's session, we are going to talk about how to evaluate critical comprehension skills. What do I mean by critical comprehension skills? I'll be getting into it right away. We're also going to be testing the logical thought through language. We'll be talking about how to gauge communication aptitude and also how to identify problem solving through contextual clues. But before we get into the session, do we have any question? All right, I do have a lot of questions right away, but how about I take it after we finish? I think that would be a great way of approaching it. Let's not break the flow. We'll be quickly finishing the objectives. We'll be quickly finishing and I'll be helping you out how to crack the CEE. And post that, I'll be right here to answer all your questions. Okay, so what do I mean by to evaluate critical comprehension skills? So comprehension is basically, for example, you're given a paragraph, right? And this is something that you have already done in school. You have been given a paragraph and it is not, you have to answer questions or you have to mark MCQs out of that paragraph. Now, it is not something that is just written there. This is not just a paragraph. You also need to read in between the lines. What do I mean by read in between the lines? You need to make sure that you can also understand what is the meaning behind it. Not everything will be written there word to word, right? So you have to go through it properly. So whenever you are reading the paragraph, before that read the question so that when you read the paragraph, the answer is clearly and easily available and visible to you. I hope you get this point. Okay, so that is mostly about critical comprehension. So rather than just focusing on just plain and simple grammar, we are also trying to understand how well you are able to grasp any concept. If you have a material ready with you, how well you are able to pick up the points from there and understand and mark the answers. Okay, moving to the next one. Let us also understand why logical thought through language is important and what is it. Okay, so it is very simple, right? Logical thought through language. You have to be logical as well. For example, I can say if it is a yes or no answer. For example, I can say all cats are animals, but are all animals cats? All cats are animals, but are all animals cats? The answer is no. So this is logic. So you will also face a lot of questions like this in the CEE. All right. Okay. So the next thing is to gauge communication aptitude. Now, what do I mean by aptitude? See, for example, you also need to understand the tone of how it is being spoken to you or the tone of a paragraph that is written. For example, if I'm sure you must all read storybooks or you might have read some novels, some books. Many a times a sentence is written, but maybe that is not a positive sentence. Maybe a sentence is written in sarcasm. Maybe a sentence is written in a negative way. It is a positive sentence, but written in a negative way. To understand that, to get the aptitude, if you are able to extract the tone of it or not. For example, maybe a paragraph is given to you. It can be a question. Maybe a paragraph is given to you, and out of that, a question can be that what is the tone of the sentence? Is it sarcastical? Is it humorous? Is it satirical? Or maybe if it is a positive or an affirmative sentence. So you also need to understand the tone of the question. All right. Okay. And also it is extremely important, this is the last point, that to understand problem solving through contextual clues. So, for example, you have a paragraph or you have any question. Are you able to solve it properly? Even if it is not, even if the right answer is not given in the paragraph, can you extract it? Is the most important thing. All right. Let me solve a couple of questions for you. Okay, so a story begins with the following sequence. Okay, this is a story. Number one, Bhushan wakes up late for school. Okay, so Bhushan wakes up late for school. He rushes to he rushes to get ready. Number three, he misses the bus. Then he decides to walk to school. Number one, Bhushan wakes up late for the school. Then he rushes to get ready. Then he misses the school bus and then he decides to walk to school. What could be the possible follow up? What could be the next sentence? I will be displaying some of the options. I want you all to type it in the chat box, the correct answer. The options are: Bhushan meets his friends at lunch. Bhushan gets scolded by his teacher for being late. Bhushan finds a treasure map on the way to school. How interesting. And Bhushan takes the school bus home. Which one do you think is the correct answer? Oh wow, so many people already giving out the correct answer. I'll wait for 10 more seconds before I get to the correct answer. Great. Okay, so since Bhushan woke up late, then he rushed to get ready, and then he missed the school bus and he decided to walk to the school. He gets scolded by his teacher for being late. That is the most logical answer here, right? So be prepared to face such questions. Okay, moving to the next one. Choose the word that most nearly means the same as cacophony. Okay, now it is a difficult word. It is not something that we use every single day, the word cacophony. But if these options are given to you, how do you exactly find the answer to it? Let's assume that you do not know this word. If you know this word, I'm really proud of you. But if you do not know this word, how do you get the answer of it? I don't want you to give a wrong answer. But let us think, how can you get to the right answer? Let's break this word, right? Cacophony. Phony, this word, phony, okay, telephone, anything that deals with voice or noise, right? So that's how you arrive to the answer. Do we have something similar to it? Silence does not mean noise, right? Harmony is there. Harmony is against Phony is basically noise. So again, melody is soothing, right? Melody is something that is very soothing to our ears. So again, melody is not an option as well. What is left? Noise. Okay, so that's how you get to the correct answer. So you do not need to know a lot of words. We will absolutely be helping you out with that once you're here in the campus. But when you are appearing for the test, I want you to all think, do not panic, relax, read the question over and over again. The answer would be right there. All right. Okay. So before we move to the Q&A session, I would like to give you a little brief of what me and my team does. So as you know, I head the Department of Career Excellence. Now, Career Excellence is a part of Career Services. Career Service is the job assistance team, right? So we help you to attend the job. So in Career Excellence, we basically prepare you how to crack your interviews. Now, a lot of people, see, a lot of people have, like, every person has different weakness when it comes to communication. Someone might be an introvert, someone might struggle with confidence, someone might face difficulty in framing sentences, someone might face challenges when it comes to public speaking, someone can speak very confidently when it comes to their mother tongue, but the moment they are asked to speak in English, maybe they fumble. So there is no one-stop solution. I cannot give you a one-stop solution. But what can I do? I can give you individualized feedback. So for all these problems, there cannot be one solution. There will be solution depending on the problem. And that is exactly what we do here. So we practice communication from day one. We start with the basics first of all. Then once you are strong enough with the basics, when you start communicating fluently in English, we help you with your resume, with your LinkedIn, how to optimize it, how to network, and so on. We basically help you in building your brand, okay, your personal brand. After that, we help you with the common interview questions. We exactly prepare you how to crack any exam. Like, what are the common questions, what to answer, how to answer. The main trick is, see, for example, it's a very common question to ask in an interview, to be asked in an interview, what are your strengths and your weaknesses, right? Everybody can mention their strengths. You all know your strengths, right? But when talking about your weaknesses, what if I give a wrong answer? You have to answer that very strategically. I cannot say that my weakness is time management. Will they offer me a job after that? I am not good at time management, right? So I'll never be able to meet my deadlines. So when you're answering any question like this, you need to think strategically, and that is exactly what we help you to do. You will be practicing for 3 to 4 years. So imagine heavy practice for heavy and rigorous practice for 3 to 4 years. How fluent you will be by the time you actually go for an interview. All right. Now I'll be more than happy to take up questions. Okay. Um, well, okay. Someone is asking, is language a big part of exam? Yes. So let me tell you the reason why language is a very big part of the exam. Because you might have a lot of knowledge, but if you are not able to frame words, or if you're not able to crack the interview when it comes to the language, how will you portray it? I am not saying that you have to be very, very fluent in language. The CE exam, the CE language exam is very simple, and it is the bare minimum thing. If you can crack it, and after that, once you are in PW IOI, my team and I will make sure that you reach heights. Okay. Okay, someone is asking me, ma'am, interview Hindi में होगा या English में? See, uh, I know that we all are very comfortable in our mother tongue, but looking at the market standards, the interviews, they usually happen in English, right? But it's the intent that matters to us. So if you have a lot of good ideas and if you can even speak little bit of it, you'll be able to crack the exams. And after that, we take the full responsibility to make sure that, you know, your language reaches from level 1 to level 5. All right. Uh, Okay, now another question is, do we need to communicate in English language during our CE interview? Yes, it is absolutely recommended to speak in English, but if you are not able to speak in English at all, maybe then you can express your ideas in Hindi, but we recommend you to speak in English. Even if it is broken, no problem. We still encourage you to speak in English. Okay, can you break down the interview judgment criteria? Okay, so let me give you a very interesting fact. You may give the interview for, 30 minutes. Maybe you have an interview slot for 30 minutes. But in the first 5 minutes, the interviewer already takes the decision if they want to go ahead with you or not, right? Understand from the point of view of an interviewer. If I am an interviewer, I am maybe for a particular role, I have already taken 5 interviews before you, and I'll also be taking 5 more interviews after you. And that is not exactly my only job. Maybe I have 7 more things lined up for me. So I am tired, maybe I am bored of asking the same questions and getting the same answer, right? So how do you grab my attention? Through your communication. If you can grab my attention through your communication, then only I'll listen to you. Maybe you have a lot of things to say, but if you do not have good body language, if you do not express yourself properly, a mistake that a lot of people do is also something like, for example, answering simple questions like, talk to me about a project. They start somewhere, then they go somewhere else, then they again come back to the first point, and it becomes very confusing, right? You have a very clear picture of your project in your head, but if you are not able to convey that to me, all your effort goes to waste. So there is a proper format to it, which is also called the STAR method. Okay, so okay, let me give you a little brief of what STAR method is. STAR, S stands for the situation. So if talking about a project, talk about what was the project, okay, like what was the situation. Maybe it was your final year project, so that is your situation. Then you talk about the task in hand, STAR, ST. Then you talk about the task in hand, like, what was your task, what was the main question. Then comes A for action. So now you have described the situation, then you have described the task. Now you talk about the action, like what did you do to make sure that the project was a hit, right? And then at last is R. R is the result, like what was the end result of it. Maybe you guys got an A plus in the group project. So you should, whenever you are giving out any answer in an interview, it should be in a storytelling format. All right. Moving to the next question. Okay, how to practice for interviews? Um, Once you're here, that is my responsibility to make you practice for your interviews. But when talking about the CEE, what you can do is, I want you to be prepared with the most commonly asked question. What is the first question that people usually ask in an interview? Tell me something about yourself, right? So make sure that you are ready with a good introduction. But then again, I do not want you to ask ChatGPT for an introduction, mug it up, and then speak. No, it should be personalized, right? It should feel like you are talking about yourself, not an AI bot. So, practice the common questions like, what are your hobbies? Why are you interested? Why should you be a part of PW IOI? And this is going to be usually the interviews for PW IOI are very conversational. So nobody is going to judge you. We're just going to have a good conversation. You get to know us and we get to know you. So it is basically we both are interviewing each other, right? You also need to understand and get the clarity that this is the best place for you. And we also need to get the clarity that you are the right candidate for us. All right. Okay. Vishal is saying, ma'am, please ek live karo for interview. Absolutely, we will be going live very soon, mostly by the end of this week. And I'll be taking you through the process of how to crack interviews. Right? Yes. I am open to other questions if you guys have any. Um, Prem is asking if I will be taking the interviews. It's either me or someone from my team would be taking the interviews. Also, I understand that you might have a lot of questions regarding the SOT or SOM bit, like which languages would be the best for the first year, or what would we learn and everything. So the head of academics will also go live very soon, mostly by the end of this week. You will get the announcement on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and you can actually interact with the head of academics. That would be the, like, he would be the best person to answer such questions. But anything regarding uh, career excellence, communication, English language, I'm right here. A lot of people are saying hello, hello. Okay, I also am getting a lot of notification that some of the people joined late. It's okay, you will get the recording on YouTube. Once the live, once we stop the live streaming, the video will be available on YouTube for, you can always go back and watch the entire video. Right. All right. I believe I answered quite a few questions. And if you have more questions, feel free to put it in the chat box even after the live stream goes off. Someone from our team will be answering you all the questions, and we will be doing a lot of live sessions this this week and the week next. So be sure that all your questions will be answered, right? I had a lovely time chatting with you all, and I'm going to see you again very, very soon. As requested by a lot of you that you guys want a video on how to crack interviews, I'll be going live once again, mostly end of this week. You'll get the notification from YouTube. So please make sure that you are eyeing PWIOI's YouTube channel so that you are up to date with whoever is going live, what is the context of it. And I'll see you again very, very soon. Till then, you take care, and I hope to see you in the campus very soon.